this guy go?
This guy is beautiful. Look at the blue guy.
He thought he was going to win.
Exactly.
YSL, they trying to lock me up, but I'm plugged in.
This is, you're not going to beat that guy.
Would he get your vote?
He'd get my vote before, excuse me, he'd get my vote before Biden. I said that before.
Can I preach it like I feel it?
Hello, friends. Welcome once again to the Luke and Live YouTube channel. We got a good one for you today. Listen, this is High Raz, and first day out, the official music video is out. I mean, you gotta check this out. This is actually really hilarious. Once again, this speaks in a very positive way about Donald Trump, if you were to ask me, especially after the indictments and the mugshot. This song came out and literally skyrocketed, went all the way to #1 on iTunes when it came out within a week or so. So here we are, High Raz has done it again. We're gonna have some fun with this one, reacting to it, and always share some contents along the way as well. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the page, click the bell icon for more. Let's get to this video. This is High Raz, first day out, Donald Trump rap song music video. Let's enjoy this content together.
I wanna go to LA.
Well, shout out Patriot J, Benny Johnson, Big Bongino, Alex Jones. Free my dogs and lock up, the radical left's gone crazy. I don't bail, I won't see inside a cell. Shout out Thugger, free my slime, slat, YSL. They tryna lock me up, but I'm plugged in ATL. Got homies doing life in jail, they living in hell. These DAs acting silly, my mugshot is worth a billy. So some merchant made a milli.
This AI is out of control. This AI is out of control. First of all, look at the chains. Look at the chains around the neck. Oh, this is amazing. All right. Oh, man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't know, Donald Trump is leading, man, big time. When you got like men like Joe Rogan beginning to say, you know what, I'll vote for Trump before I vote for Biden. These are things you got to consider. Let's take a listen to this.
No one is going to run against Trump in the Republican side and win, because you're not going to get the Trump supporters. They are all in on Trump, unless he has a stroke, unless something happens that's horrible. They're all in on Trump. If you run against Trump, you're now the enemy of Trump. If I was friends with DeSantis, I'd be like, don't do it. You can't beat that guy. You just can't. When that guy gets out there and he's waving to people and they're going crazy, you're not beating that. There's a and the fact that he was the president for 4 years and the country was in a great economic situation, and it looked like his policies were actually effective, and that it looked like the unemployment was down, all business was building, regulations were being relaxed, more things were getting done. You know, when you look at it from a policy perspective, if you just look at it on paper, what he did was effective. A lot of people think it was effective. You don't like him as a personality, so you ignore that. Don't do that. Look at it in terms of a policy perspective. People liked the ideas that he was putting forward. And now you're saying like, oh, the wall is raised. Now the fucking everybody thinks there needs to be a wall. Even the mayor of New York City is now calling to stop immigration into his city. And this was the guy that called it for it to be a sanctuary state. When the reality of what your policies, what kind of actions you put forth, what the results of that are, and those results are highly negative, you're forced to sort of recollect your thoughts and come up with a new perspective. And that's what the mayor of New York City is doing right now. When you just look at what Trump's policies were, and then obviously COVID hits, there's a lot to that, the lockdowns, the economic collapse, all the shit that came with that. None of that is good. And then Trump holds up this like hope to bring us back to where we were when he was in office. You're not going to beat that. I don't think they're going to beat that. I don't think when you look at the Russia collusion, when you look at the Steele dossier, when you look at all the bullshit they tried to throw at him that we now know is bullshit, not just bullshit, but coordinated bullshit. When you look at the fact that they suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story and that 51 intelligence agency representatives signed off on that to say that this was Russian disinformation, which we know they know is not true. That's scary, because now you have the intelligence agencies colluding to keep a guy from being president that was president during a time where the country was thriving economically. You're not going to beat that guy.
Would he get your vote?
He'd get my vote before, excuse me, he'd get my vote before Biden. I said that before. I don't think that I never thought that Biden was going to make it. I never thought that he was going to be functional. You know, like regardless of what kind of power the president actually has. And it appears under Trump, the president has a lot more power than we think they do. But under Biden, it's like he's handled. Like he's just out there talking and say, the real problem is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, what he's done is terrible. He did in the office. It's all nonsense. It's like everyone's treating him with kid gloves because they don't want to prop up Trump. They don't want to go after him because it'll weaken the Democratic Party.
Game over.
What you just heard right there was called common sense. One of the key things about men like Joe Rogan, he represents the people in the middle. He really is one of those symbol of what the perspective of the average individual who's either apolitical, who's indecisive, who's an independent, who's a classical liberal. He represents that group of individuals. So when men like him starts to go this direction, we need to pay attention. That really tells you the perspective is changing in a positive way in favor of Donald J. Trump. Anyway, let's get back to the video because we're not done yet. Oh, man. Check this out.
Lock me up, but I'm plugged in ATL. Got homies doing life in jail. They living in hell. These DAs acting silly. My mugshot is worth a billy. So some merchant made a milli. Shot McMillie out in Philly. Shot the baby. Shot the Sosa. Benny Butcher.
Oh my goodness. Oh, isn't this an expensive coat? Oh my Lord. These AI, I'll tell you, boy, I'm not a big fan of AI. I feel like there's a lot of things in it that is not good. But I gotta tell you, man, there's a positive use to this thing. There's a positive use to this thing. We go in places with that. I wouldn't say I like everything about it, but there's some things in there we definitely have to appreciate. This is amazing.
Them my rollers call me racist, but these rappers riding with me. Them my soldiers. Maga, maga, maga. I am not who they are after. I'm just in the way they want to get to you, but I won't let them call.
All right, that's that statement right there that Donald Trump is going to be remembered for a long time. I'm not the one that they are after. I'm standing in the way. They are after you and I. They want to take us down, and Trump is like the man who stands in the gap. And this is why going against Trump is like going against the people. And I love myself some Ron DeSantis. I think that was a nice guy. I think he's still a nice guy. But when he decided to go after Trump, it was like, bruh, come on, man. And I think Bill Maher gave him a little, should I say, a reality check in this one. Take a listen.
Okay, why run against Trump? You're trying to thread this needle that will never happen.
Well, for a couple reasons.
You can't disavow him because that's the base, and yet you're running against him. And that's why, I mean, let's face it, Ron, if campaign was going well, you wouldn't be on this show.
Oh, my Lord. Spot on. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's get back to the video. This is amazing. Donald Trump is good, man. Did you see that recent video of him making fun of Biden trying to exit the stage? I was like, oh, my Lord, this is so spot on. This is so spot on. Take a listen.
Does anybody think he's going to make it to the starting gate? I mean, the guy can't find his way off of a stage. Look, here's the stage. Here's the stage. I've never seen this stupid stage before, right? I've never seen it. But if I walk left, there's a stair. And if I walk right, there's a stair. And this guy gets up. Where am I? Where the hell am I?
Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect. Anyway, friends, let's bring this video to an end.
Rollers call me racist, but these rappers riding with me. Them my soldiers. Maga, maga, maga. I am not who they are after. I'm just in the way they want to get to you, but I won't let them cold-hearted. No, I'm martyrs, getting back to where I started. I don't need to do the race. I'ma beat them RICO charges. And if I go to prison, you can't do me like the Clintons. I'll be laid up, eating steak with Secret Service, chilling, screaming, Orange Man bad.
Oh,
the whole
Lord.
world mad. Thug life. Shout out all of my MAGA base chads. Coming for the deep state. I will stop the New World Order. But before that, I'll finish walls at the border. YSL / shout out Thugger.
Yep.
Finny got nothing on us.
I'll tell you what, man. This is why Trump is a good president. Yo, he's gonna be remembered for years to come. I'm telling you, our sons and daughters, grandchildren are gonna be reading about this man. Today, we cannot see the light. There's a lot of people who sees Trump and they get wrapped up in the media's propaganda and they get caught up in mean tweets and comments taken out of context and they make a judgment. But what they fail to understand is that Trump literally is, I will say, is a solution to a bigger problem we have in our country. Just like Joe Rogan said it earlier, Trump is holding on to this rope of hope. Literally, there is this hope that he brings with him because there's a history, there's a rap sheet of positive policies. We know what things were like under Trump. We know what gas prices were like under Trump. We know how well the economy was under Trump. We know how much better the country was under Trump. So when we have a Biden now that really messed things up for us, now we can look back and say, man, we miss ourselves some Trump because things were much better under him. You don't have to like the man. You may not like his gold chain. You may say, well, he doesn't, you may call him a racist and so on. Good luck saying all of that. But one thing is speaking volume right now. The man we have now in office is an empty suit. He doesn't know what he's doing and he's destroying the economy. And I will say he's bigger than him. His handlers are definitely managing him and causing him to do things that he ought to be doing. He's literally being used and abused by some individuals. For as old as he is, from my perspective, he needs to be sat down. But if I were to say this, the hope that Donald Trump brings is the reason why he's winning big time. And as long as people have this hope, they will. That's why we are all in on Trump. It's not because we don't want to consider anybody else. It's not because we don't know that anybody else could do the job, but nobody else has that proven record to even get our vote. And this is why, as for me in my house, we're gonna vote for Trump. So we're standing firm. In Lamentation 3:21, the scripture says, "This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope." You see that word here is this is why people are voting for Trump right there. And I think Joe Rogan was spot on. There is hope in Trump's leadership. There is hope for positivity, for change. There is hope for the country to be in a much better condition. Trump has gotten smarter. He has gotten better over time. He's learned from his mistakes. He knows who to trust, who no longer trust. So when you look at all of that and you put it all together, you can see a clearer picture of where this country could go and how much change could actually happen against the deep state, the administrative state, these people who are determined to destroy this country. But however, Trump holds on to this rope of hope and he's hanging that down to the people. It is of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed, and his compassion fail not, for they are new every morning, and great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul, therefore will I hope in him. The Lord is good to them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. I say that to say this, friends. There is hope for this country because ultimately God is in charge. He's in charge. He's working out his purpose beyond what you and I can understand. We should not be giving up on America. We should not surrender to the powers that be, to the rulers of the darkness of this world, to the spiritual wickedness in high places, in the forms of men looking to control, who are hungry and greedy for power and control. We should not surrender to them. And this is why you vote for the man who stands for the value of the people and for the Constitution of this country. I'm done talking. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Share your thought and perspective with me. I want to hear from you. Check out our merch. Make sure you go to the store, man. Get yourself a Donald Trump. I'm actually ordering a number of shirts myself, waiting for them to come. So make sure you go over there and support the channel that way, especially when YouTube is pressing us down, demonetizing the channel over and over again. But I've said enough about that. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.